and others. And this brings me really to introduce also André Hoffmann. He's a businessman, an environmentalist and a philanthropist. So bringing really these different three sides together. And he's a passionate advocate for business as a force for good. André is vice chairman of the Roche Holding, the family business. He also sits on the board of System IQ, the board of trustee of the World Economic Forum, and the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. André has also a distinguished career in nature conservation and sustainability. He is on one side president of the MAVA Foundation and also of the Foundation Tour du Vala. We will hear from them today as well. And he's also the chairman of the advisory board of the Hoffmann Global Institute in Business and Society. And today he is representing InTent, where he's also the co-founder. So André, we look forward to your introductory remarks.
Thank you very much, Barbara. This is, of course, far too long a list. Maybe I could sort of start by making a personal statement. We're within 3 weeks of Christmas. One of my wishes for many long years has been this bringing together of different agendas. This year, it seems that for once, business and society is talking with the same voice. We are confronted to the same challenges, and I can see a lot of joint agendas at long last getting together. I've been now on the board of our family company, which is the largest Swiss-quoted company, since 26 years. And I spend most of my time, with 1 feet there and 1 foot there. And then some people would tell you, WWF, I was on the board for 20 years, is a good organization because it spends money. Roche is a bad organization because it makes money. And somehow this dichotomy has always sort of puzzled me. Why should we make a difference? Today, we are all confronted with societal crisis, which we need to address. The pandemic has made it very apparent that we have a system which is not really very fit for purpose, a system that does not react well to exogenous shocks. There we are, the Anthropocene, humanity dominates the planet, and suddenly a virus comes. It's not even visible. It's not even a form of life. It cannot survive without a host. And the whole system is on its knees. So we need to really find solution, and we need to find solution for how we can build sustainable prosperity. We need prosperity because we already have too much challenges on the planet. We have too much disparity. We don't have an equal society. So what I see as a very wonderful opportunity here, and I'm very grateful to Innovate for Award to have organized this day with InTent, is that we can sort of shape the immediate future. Business has concentrated onto profit, into short-term profit maximization. I'm not going to teach my grandmother to suck eggs, but we've all heard about the prix Nobel of economy, 1978, Milton Friedman, the business of business is business. So business has, guided by wonderful people, great leaders, visionary leaders who really have put a lot of energy into completing the aims that they were set, they've decided that it was important for companies to make money as quickly as possible, with taking no account of the consequences of this. Now, I would like to contend that the entrepreneurial creativity, which has led to the destruction of the environment and to destruction of a number of social systems across the planet, can be reversed. We can use it as a force for good. We can create the same entrepreneurial drive. We can use the same energies by just changing the paradigms to contribute to society, rather than just thinking that you contribute to society only by creating cash. And so this notion of how do we manage business, the business strength, the entrepreneurial, the value creation business better, it's a very simple answer. We just have the wrong accounting system. As long as we measure just financial flows, we are not going to go to the solution that is beneficial to the system. So I would contend that our future has to go with better understanding how we measure the impact that every enterprise, and I don't mean just private business, I mean every initiative that humanity takes, has on free capitals. The impact on the social capital, how do we sorry, how do we work and live together? How do we, why are, for instance, so many people here today to come and listen to a couple of people using a microphone? The human capital, how can we make sure that each individual in the system comes to a level where they can express their true talent and, of course, their true values? How can we live our values? And the natural capital. Now, for the natural capital, clearly, this is a sort of backstop. Whenever something goes wrong in a societal way, nature ends up paying the price. And we have a number of examples which we might be able to go in during the course of the day. Because what we are seeing today is the conjunction of these two strengths. On the one side, the idea of trying to innovate, create new solutions for an existing problem, and on the others, the idea of restructuring, regenerating, bringing something back. Because a humanity that only concentrates on to taking something is weakening the solution, is weakening the system in which we live. Now, nature-based solution, we just had Ian giving us a very detailed description of it and a definition. I try, as an entrepreneur, to look at it as a slightly more pragmatic way. How can we get nature to work for us? How can we get nature to work with humanity? How can we make sure that humanity mutually respects and treats nature in a way which is beneficial for both? So it's not just planting trees or restoring mangrove forest or cleaning water. Nature-based solution, is more about a new contract. How can we, humanity, work with nature for creating this sustainable prosperity that we all aspire to. If I can also, in closing, talk about my personal life. I mean, I was born in 1958. Since then, we have lost 67%, according to the Living Planet Index of WWF. We have lost 67% of vertebrate species. 67%. And that's in a period of less than 60 years. Oh, sorry, slightly more than 60 years. We need to seriously consider the consequences of our activities as humanity on the planet, because otherwise we are not going to be able to reverse the trend. To reverse that trend, we need innovation, and that's the purpose of today. A lot of small companies today will pitch some interesting initiatives which will help them to bring a solution to our wise use of resources. And in the meantime, we need to do everything we can to change the attitude of business to go away from short-term profit maximization and reliance on just the produced capital, and try to understand the interdependence and the realization and the relationship between the social, the human, and the natural capital. We will not save nature without the humanity that works together, and vice versa. We will not have a well-functioning humanity if we don't have a healthy natural system. So I give myself a couple of years still on the planet. I think we're going to be 10 billion at the time when I will retire, definitely. If we do want to have sustainability for 10 million people, we're going to have to change a lot. And nature-based solutions are parts of the key. Thank you very much for coming here.
It's okay, as you wish. Thank you very much, André, for sharing your thoughts and also highlighting the importance for business to step in and really think about nature differently, because many of the businesses use nature anyway.